rules now, so myself included, and we're going to hit the F5 button when we do. Claire's on. So Clare Dakin.
Another car crash. About 2 years ago, actually it's more like 3 now, I crashed the car into a tree and life changed. There was a blinding flash of white light, and in the white light were 2 words, the experiment. And then a voice that said, humanity is running out of time, but it's not over yet. But it's going to take all of us rising to the challenge to get through this patch. The greatest threat facing humanity is fear of failure. The way you get over that is by calling everything you do an experiment, because you can't fail an experiment. You can only learn. What followed after that was a 45-minute download of, well, no, actually what followed that was me saying, watch the experiment, and the answer coming back, you have to reforest the tropics within 10 years. And before I had a chance to say, you've got to be absolutely kidding, in came, this is how you do it. 3 projects, the first of which was Tree Sisters. The name, what it's for, how you do it, a map that it came with. Basically, you need to mobilize the world's women to recognize the role that they could play in helping to restore balance in the world. You need to reinstate the feminine to help replenish the planet. My answer was no, sorry, got the wrong person, for multiple reasons. The main one being I didn't want to do something just for women because it's going to take all of us. The answer was interesting. There's not enough women stepping up. There's not enough feminine leadership in this world. Plenty of women showing up as men, helping to support the current state of imbalance that we're in. Not enough women showing up as women, which of course is why I didn't want to do the project, because when in our history has it been shown to be safe to show up as a woman? Patriarchy has shown us millions of different ways of showing us that we're second-class citizens, and if you're in one of those countries where you are rated the same as livestock, then you're third. This is why women play small. This is why we play safe. And this is why so much feminine brilliance, intuition, creativity, leadership is lost to the world, because women are sitting on it. So, yes, women need to rise to the occasion. Yes, we all need to be part of the solution. But if you want women to step up, it's going to have to feel safe. And this is where Tree Sisters comes in, like a support system for feminine emergence. And it's not just women that have been put down. It's the feminine in men and women that's been put down, and that is why we are destroying Mother Earth, destroying the greatest feminine force that is our home. We're all yin and yang. We're all masculine and feminine. If you think about the feminine, you can think about our receptive side, our feeling side, and the masculine side is the side that says, okay, what am I going to do with that? She is our ability to listen. He is our ability to build, to grow, to create structure. She's like the in-breath that informs and resources his out-breath. She feels how things are, and he figures out what action to take. In a world of patriarchy where you negate the feminine, it's all about the out-breath. It's all about results and growth and expansion without the feeling capacity to register the consequences. It's a recipe for burnt-out people and a burnt-out planet, and that's where we're headed. Reinstate the feminine, reinstate the value of the in-breath. You're talking about reinstating the value of women, of the heart, of cycles, of the renewal phase that helps us to replenish our fish stocks, helps us to replenish our aquifers, our forests, our soil, everything. It's the only chance, I think, that we have for our children. So we're not about to stop consuming our planet, but we can, while we are figuring out how to consume it less fast, start to give back. Every 4th breath that we take comes from the Amazon. Trees are a fundamental life support system for us. If you remove trees, life moves out, water dries up, poverty moves in. If you bring trees back, life moves back, biodiversity moves back, water moves back, health for people and planet moves back. And they are our breath. You know, they are absorbing our carbon dioxide as they're giving us their oxygen. Trees are carbon made real. Carbon dioxide is tree food. We need them, and we need them fast. So right now, we are exponentially increasing our carbon dioxide emissions while cutting down our forests at the rate of a football-sized pitch football pitch-sized area every second. This is like increasing chain smoking by the second while cutting out your own lungs. This is not a recipe for health for us or for the planet. Tree Sisters is about seeing how women can help reverse this process, how we can create a shift of consciousness that actually makes it normal to want to give back, to actually want to caretake. So, 5,000...
I think that's the end of your talk.
Oh my God! No! What else was I going to say?
Which you can use radically.
Oh. What else was I going to say? I was going to say 5,000 women giving £10 a month could basically plant 1.2 million trees in a year. 100,000 women doing exactly the same could plant 24 million trees in a year. 500,000 women could reforest Tamil Nadu from 17% up to 30% green cover, which is 114 million trees. And that's just women operating within women. What if women actually started to mobilize their communities? What if we looked at genuine feminine leadership and looked at mobilizing our villages, our towns and our cities? Because my dream is that we have whole city crowdfunding campaigns. I want to start with Bristol, of course. But if a city could work as a single organism to actually get every single person to register that it is our responsibility to start giving back, that if we're warming, we need to start cooling, that if we all start giving, small amounts of money from everybody can stack up to a vast amount of money, and that if cities adopt two areas, one area of standing rainforest that needs to be protected, one area of deforested land that needs to be reforested, we can just do it. And if Bristol leads, Manchester could follow, London could follow, Oslo could follow. It is the swiftest way to reforest the planet, and that was what was given, that was the plan that was given at the time of the crash. So the message that I should have started with is climate change is completely overwhelming if you're sitting as an individual. But when you know that every single person in this room is 100% committed, or that we're all taking action and we're all doing it together, everything feels possible. Moral of the story is I needed 6 minutes.
Where did that message come from?
Oh, who knows? Life. I mean, you know, I don't know. It's not where it came from. It's what am I going to do with it?
Is it not the woman who's leading you?
I don't know. I mean, interestingly, it was a male voice that I sat listening to in the car. You know, was it the tree? Was it, you know, I have a friend who was in a train crash, and he had a voice that came right before, and he said there's something amazing when you think you're about to die, that something that is latent in you can suddenly come forward because that's its moment to come forward. So maybe it was me, but, you know, and I had at that point in my life been sitting there saying, I know there's something for me to do, I know there's something for me to do, what am I supposed to be doing, show me what I'm supposed to be doing, and then it was like, well, here you are, and I was like, oh, sorry, no, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, be careful what you ask for territory. And, you know, what the hell? You know, we're standing on this cliff edge, all going, oh look, here's a cliff, we're going to walk over it. Oh look, we're walking over it. That's what we're doing. So this is our excuse to excel. This is our excuse to actually show up, really show up. And our, you know, our fears and our stories and our limitations consume us 99% of the time. Here is the biggest excuse you ever had to get over yourself. You know, there is nothing about this project that doesn't scare the shit out of me. It is asking me to cross every possible boundary inside myself. And to begin with, that was hell. It was absolute hell. I won't pretend it wasn't. Now it is a love affair. Now it is permission. Now it is breathing. Now it's everything. And what is my everything? My everything is this planet. That is me. That is all of us. You know, that what else is there to do than actually to try and stop the train wreck and try and create a life that we would all be proud of as a species that we're actually proud of because we're being sensible and protecting our home. So I don't know where it came from, but it came.
I asked because when I was writing my book, I was similar in being a female leader, hiding behind a channel for a male voice that was telling me it was me all along, but I wouldn't believe it. And until I empowered that as me, I couldn't enjoy what was my future house. similar to what you've been saying. It scared the shit out of you, basically. You know? But you have to do it, and you have to step out of your boundaries or your, you know, comfort zone to be the woman you are. So well done.
One more question. Quick one.
So what is it you're actually doing? You're collecting money for somebody to go and plant trees in?
We're basically creating a global crowdfunding mechanism. I mean, it's not up yet. Our little website is like a holding page at the moment. I'm gathering our seed funding now to build our infrastructure, which basically will create a global crowdfunding platform is one side of it. So it is about creating a campaign through women that where we are trying to make it normal, like make it a new norm to give back. In the same way that we take for granted everything and take all the time, we need to actually start to create the shift for the in-breath so that we all start to give back. So how do we get it out that if you breathe, if you eat, then you give money for trees every month? That's one side of it. Another side of it is a huge thing around behaviour change, looking at why we're not taking the action that we're doing, that we need to be doing, what's in the way, and creating events and an awful lot of materials, videos and films and maps that actually can help facilitate, like lubricate, basically. It's like there is a way of being in relationship to life that I think all of us instinctively feel, we know what that would feel like and we want to go that way. But our culture has us stuck in a particular system that is built around money and lack and fear at the centre rather than life and abundance and generosity. So we're all kind of stuck in a system that has us not flowing, and a large part of what this is about is shining a light on where we're stuck and offering interventions that actually help that to release, in effect, so that we inevitably start giving. So it's not about saying, okay, please will you give, because everybody's saying, please will you give, and we're all sitting there like this. It's about saying, okay, we need to be giving, why are we not? This is how to help. It's a support system for change, so that change becomes inevitable. And this is one of the reasons why we're looking at, this is one of the reasons why we're looking at the negated feminine. It's a very different way of looking at climate change. We're looking underneath, like what actually are the drivers here and what actually needs to happen for us to wake up and say, oh, okay, this is why it's not working. There's a whole side of our nature that is not being addressed and it's not being lived. If we can reinstate that, it'll change. Sorry.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.